Tom Ross here, building a deck for Grand Prix Atlanta. Alright, start from right to left. So 2 Kozilek Channels means you might be able to play the higher casting cost spells, Bane of Beleged and Scour's Distance. I wouldn't play Eldrazi Devastator unless I have to. The multicolored cards look like cards I would play or splash for. Catacomb Sister's real good, as is Resolute Blade Master in the right deck, and Brutal Expulsion is pretty sweet. White seems to stand out me the most. Headlined by Gideon Allies Zendikar, which may be enough to play white just on its own. But along with 2 sheer drops, Gideon's Reproach, Smite the Monstrous, 2 of those as well, and like decent looking creatures, looks like that's going to be one of the main colors. Blue is pretty strong. Drowner Hope is a rare that just floods the board with an army just on its own. The other creatures don't look that great. Benthic Infiltrator is pretty good. Cloud Mana is okay. Mist Intruder is alright, and if you have a way to process cards, but it doesn't look like it will. The 2 Clutch Currents are great, and the rest of the cards are kind of mediocre, so that's something to keep in mind. Might be blue getting paired. The best black card here is Wasteland Strangler, which would go with the Mist Intruders. Other than that, like Malakir Familiar is pretty good. Culling Drone's okay. Painful Truce is probably okay too, and the rest of the cards I can just take or leave. I actually like Myers Malice a good bit in Sealed deck too, so it might even be a reason to play it. The red cards, it's deep-ish. Like you have good 2 drops. Vow Aggregate's great. Vestige okay, but the removal spells look pretty good. Turn Against can be a 2-for-1. Mid combat, take your creature, block with it. Touch the Void is a premium removal spell too. So red might get played as a splash color if not a main color. The green cards look strong, but not really supporting the rest of everything, and you probably have to play green as a main color, which is not something I would want to do. Plated Crusher is great if you can cast it, as is Broodbinder, but there's little reason else to play green. Maybe Infuse Elements, but I don't know how many colors we can play. Sadly, the lands don't really splash for what I kind of want to be splashing. I kind of want to be a white, blue, red deck mostly, but maybe the lands will convince me to play different color combinations. I usually go with what my fixing can make happen instead of like how deep a card pool is. Spawning Bed probably get played though. We'll be back to see how I build my deck. Alright, we're here with a blue-white deck that I've chose to build out of the sealed deck pool. There are reasons to be red, some like Brutal Expulsion, Touch the Void and stuff, but without a Pilgrim's Guide, without like Evolving Wilds or an on-color like Battle Land, it's really tough to just play a 3rd color, especially when I'm trying to get like double white for Gideon. So the main game plan with this deck would be to hold off the ground with cards like Fortified Rampart and cards with like high toughness, like Benthic Infiltrator, and like getting the cards on the ground with like Tightening Coils and stuff. And to win with the flying creatures or unblockables, Cloud Mana, Benthic Infiltrator, like Ghostless Sentinel, or like a huge creature like Bane of Beleged. Your removal spells are okay. There's another Smite the Monstrous in the sideboard, which you can bring in against other decks with huge creatures. Clutch of Currents is great, as is Sheer Drop. They're 2 of the best common removal spells. Scour from Existence in a card I always play, but with the 2 Kozilek Channelers and some Eldrazi Scions and maybe even like a Spawning Bed, it's a card that I'm comfortable playing. And when I can support Scour from Existence, I'm okay not splashing for a 3rd color for removal, such as red for Touch the Void and Brutal Expulsion. But yep, it looks pretty good. It's an 18 land deck. Could be 19 land, but don't really need it with Kozilek Channelers to power up the bigger spells. But yep, it's really just centered around Gideon and trying to hold off maybe until one of your better cards can take over, either Gideon or the Bane of Beleged, or just getting some value with Awaken. So yeah, that's how I'd build it. Keep it simple with just blue and white. Hope to curve out, control the board, and win with your flyers.